Okay guys, welcome back. Delighted to be here at Demo Day. It's been a few years since we've been at our first stop, always is with Vosh.
Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you guys too. It's great to be here. And it's sunny today,
It's
not
gorgeous.
too cold. This is going to be a great.
Yes.
Yeah, no grumpy faces with the weather this year.
No.
And we're here for good reason. This is something you and I chatted about on the podcast a couple months ago. We have the new release of the Woodline 230, two heads, Z and X, which you guys will be familiar with. That has been the line extension for several years now.
Yep.
But like we talked about in the podcast, all roads have led to this line.
You're exactly right. Yeah, it's been an interesting couple of years for Mizuno on the wood development side. We put a lot more emphasis into our woods. We've really established a foundation with our ST woods of getting faster with more forgiveness, then faster, then more forgiveness. And ultimately, we were building up to this product right here, the 230 woods, where we bring in a lot of things we've done over the last couple of years, but we added the Core-Tec chamber, which is a new technology that's been in the works for a while.
Very cool.
So we're talking a ball speed story, as we always, I mean, it's kind of what dominates these conversations around new technology.
Always.
There's a ball speed story, but there's a lot more than that going on in here. There's a kind of forgiveness, there's a playability over two different drivers.
Yep.
We had an X model that was probably looked upon as maybe the higher handicapper, the slower swing speed player. We had the Z model, which is your player's model. We know about G and where that sits in the line. But the gap has closed a little bit on X and Z, and you were telling me some stuff off camera that was pretty cool about that.
It's really interesting. So you're right. First to talk about the technology. I mean, the Core-Tec chamber, the new visible thing on the sole. It looks like something you may potentially have seen with like the location of it on other heads, but what it does is totally different. It's a TPU material with a stainless steel bar embedded in that. It concentrates the mass low and forward, again, for good sweet spot, good spin rates. But the way it reduces stress from the face is really great. It allows us to thin it out, get more ball speed, higher core area, more consistent ball speeds, but also it uses the inertia of that actual stainless steel weight and the movement of that as it compresses and decompresses in that TPU to actually retain a little bit more ball speed than you typically would get. So that's a great thing about that. But then we do it over two heads, the Z and the X. The weighting is what that refers to. The Z is the more neutrally weighted. Weight pulled straight back, really, really stable and tracking.
I see that now, okay.
And then the STX, the weight's pulled slightly more towards the heel. It's interesting the conversation you have though, because a lot of people think heel weight equals draw. But you look at the draw drivers, I mean all around us, draw typically means heel weighted, upright, shut face, all these different things. We weighted it in the heel for a different reason. Not to make you draw the ball, but to make it more playable and more workable. So when you move that center of gravity closer to the shaft axis, it actually allows you to work it a touch more. So I don't want you to think of the X as a draw or a higher handicap, because on tour we actually have a split between the Z and the X. The players who want to see it go straight play the Z, those who like to work it use the X.
Interesting.
To me it's about the fitting bay. That's where you prove, am I a Z or an X player? Am I getting the right spin rates? Am I getting the right workability? And really it comes down to closure rate. Is my closure rate right? If it's not closing quick enough, that's going to help increase that closure rate. So it gives the fitter another level to pull, to say pull the head that's going to close properly for that player.
About how much weight are we talking back here, Vosh, with this kind of blue screw?
So this is a 14 gram weight. It's interesting because we are a little bit lighter with the weight here than we were before. But on that, with the Z, we're pulling a little bit more mass forward because of that Core-Tec chamber. There's 5 grams here, 4 grams there. We were 20 grams. Basically, we split that. So that's actually going to lower the spin rate a touch here. And on this one, we actually pulled the weight back. It's still 14, but we concentrate a little bit more mass internally deeper. So the X, which is designed to be more workable, has more spin built into it. You almost need spin for workability. So this is going to be a lower spinning, this is going to be a higher spinning.
Gotcha.
You talked to me about something you've found since you've put Z in the bag, is that you're getting some launch and spin conditions you've never seen off of your Mizuno drivers really ever.
You're exactly right. You know, I played Mizuno drivers for a number of years, and I'm a very good driver of the golf ball. I hit it pretty straight. The shot I've never been able to pull off is that really high launch, low spin, almost that floater one that really takes off high. To be honest, some of our competitors I've been able to pull that shot off with. To me, this is the first one that's been able to do that. So I feel like I've just added a whole nother gear. It's like the cheat code that you're able to pull off with the new one.
Good.
Well, Matty boy, let's get you hitting some. I mean, we know you've loved Mizuno drivers in the past.
I have,
bracket winner.
It was.
So to hear that this is that was a driver that was a concept towards the end goal, which is what this is. And we're talking different cycles of driver release now from Mizuno. I think that's an important part to talk about.
It really is. So, you know, it feels like there's new drivers coming out every other day.
Yes.
And, you know, honestly, Mizuno was a little bit on that cycle. I'll say we were a little bit guilty of that, but that was us building our foundation. That was us getting to where we needed to be.
Proof of concept.
Proof of concept, exactly. And now with the Core-Tech chamber, that was the technology we were working on in the background. Now when we've added that to this is going to be in the line for a couple of years. So
very cool.
Going to let the fitters get more comfortable with it, let you and your studio understand it better and how it works and who it works for. So we're excited about that.
That's awesome.
Very cool. All right.
Shall we hit some?
Let's do it.
All right. It was maybe a little at the heel, but it felt pretty good.
169 right out the gate.
That did not feel like 169. I would have told you 166 because it felt kind of easy and smooth, and my strike felt a little heel side. That's good.
That is good.
That's impressive.
Should be a higher launch, low spin.
That's the money ball Vosh right there.
Maybe not the fastest ball speed, but
yeah, you're right. It was down a little bit in speed, but yeah, 165, Matty, but
it went forever.
Yeah.
While so like you said, you missed that first one, right? So you spun it, but it spun up to 29.
Okay.
That one it launched at 9, so that was 11.4, 2200.
Totally different.
Totally different.
Yeah.
Right? But there was a very minimal change in the angle of attack. You were 0.4 down on the first one, 0.2 up there.
Okay.
Right, so not much of a delivery change, obviously a strike point change, but it managed to miss and it dealt with the good strike perfectly. Swing. Really good swing. Yeah, 168.11 and just under 2900.
Okay. Starting to get into the speed a little bit.
Feel Matty out off the face?
I mean, it feels great.
Like acoustics are
so good. How does it go?
A little down the left side, Matty. Angle attack 2.5 up.
I hit that good. It felt good. Too far left.
Well, I mean, we've got it normalized here. It did in this wind.
An interesting thing might be to try the X for
That's a great idea.
well.
Yeah.
I talked about gives you that little bit.
Because I feel like I'm getting a little more upward into it.
Yep.
I'm just hanging in the face.
And you feel like you're fighting the face a little bit. It feels like every once in a while the club's kind of taking over and hanging open.
Totally.
So this could be a good option.
Why don't we switch that?
You want to switch
Is
it out,
that
right?
10.5?
This is a 9.5.
Okay.
We'll turn that down one.
Let's
Give that a go.
Okay.
Definitely rotating.
We're playing a little trick on you here as well, so I just want to watch you react to some things.
Great, I love that.
Yeah.
Closer.
Well, so we're playing a bit of a trick in Matty here because when we've turned this thing down, it is a 10.5 head, but we've turned it down to 8.5.
Oh, it's really low.
Yeah,
really low.
exactly.
Okay, I can do this.
Okay. So like 1900 spin on this one. I mean,
Right.
This is the screamer. Okay.
There we go.
Wow, that's got no spin on it.
Yeah, right.
Holy moly.
And some launch too. Launch it and attack it 2 up.
You want me to put one back on it, Matty? I mean, what
do you think?
That's
Ooh, yep.
17.
1700.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's a really good one.
There it is. That's a good flight there.
Yeah.
Starting to adjust to it a little more.
Good. So 9. I mean, still flat, Matty. 9 and 2000 basically.
Yeah.
It looked like it got through the wind great.
Yeah, it really did.
I mean, that's your win ball there. 111 on the club, so 0-0 attack.
It's turning a bit. It hit it good though.
I mean,
Should we
it's
go back?
probably that,
It
isn't
might be,
It's
exactly.
probably that, just on that more neutral Z-axis. Just I think moving it too much towards
I think
X
now that
is-
I've warmed into it, maybe we go back to the Z.
Yeah.
Because that felt good. It just I
Okay.
could see the it's shaped a little bit to the
Absolutely.
right. There we go.
I like that. That's got some speed.
I think you're right. This is starting to feel better because I'm warmed into it a bit now.
It'll be 70.3. That's the longest one we've hit. That was 310.
I mean, to be fair, of all the new driver testing we've done, making some swing changes, Vosh.
Yep.
Anything over 170 is very,
It's
very
very
good.
good.
That's great.
Yeah,
I love
very,
that.
very
Yeah,
good.
that's when I saw that 169 one earlier. I'm like, oh.
Yeah, that's
We got
something.
potential
Yeah, I've
here,
not
right.
really kind of seen that for a little bit. I know you were saying you saw a few in practice the other day.
A couple, but swinging hard,
but
yeah.
You're seeing these in the regular.
I love it.
That's good too.
Good. Yeah.
I like that.
It's a good wind ball. That's not spinning, is it?
No.
No. 23, really good.
Yeah, that's really good too.
That's the best one yet.
This is feeling great.
Really, really good. I mean, you've got such a good rhythm with the Z driver, doesn't he? Just
Yeah,
doesn't
for
look
sure.
like he's kind of questioning where it's going to
I
be.
enjoyed
right.
testing the other one,
Yeah.
but it almost confirmed the fit that this is a little more of my style.
It looked like the head was almost a little bit too loose, and
Just
you
a
could
bit.
do too much with
Too
it.
much with it,
Yeah.
Too much play with
Exactly.
with that rotation.
Pretty cool though.
Very, very cool.
What was
Yeah,
that?
you're living, honestly, you're living at 170 ball speed now.
Yeah.
I think we explored the full capabilities of both heads. We went up and down in loft. We kind of had a driver that we saw was very neutral, but
Yep.
we thought this one might be, the X might give us something extra through its rotation.
Agreed.
And guys, what's really interesting is this has been the kind of maybe the driver aimed at the higher handicap. Almost the opposite here.
Honestly, you're right.
Yeah,
it's the one
almost
that
the
we're,
opposite.
This is the one that's almost like the point and click one. This
Yes.
one does more on its own. That one, you kind of got to know what you're doing to work
Definitely.
work your way around it.
Yeah.
And that kind of loft in rotation led to some lower flights that we ended up having to add all the loft back on
Yeah.
to get you into a point where we want to get to in every single fit, which was ultimate comfort for the player,
Yeah.
to the point where you're having fun with it, which you were at the end.
At the last few. And I think it was a cool experience because the first few we hit with this, I leaked a few to the left and we weren't sure, hey, is that the header, is that me being not warmed up?
Yeah.
Had the experience with this, I think it helped us confirm that maybe I just needed more reps to get warmed into it.
Yeah.
Went back to this STZ and then the flights, as you said, were I think as good as I've, honestly the numbers are as good as anything we've seen this year.
What I love most about it is as you were trying to learn the heads, and there's a little bit of guide in there, then you were trying to figure out where it was. Once you figured out the numbers were working with this, the faster you swung, it almost tightened
It did.
everything.
It
up.
helped me out, yeah.
Once the confidence was there, you understood it was going to release through properly. So I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
This will be a strong contender for this year.
It will.
Both of them will be for the right kind of player, but I mean, I will personally say I have my eye on this one.
I love that.
Well, we've got new fairway woods and we've got new hybrids that we will test as well, guys. We'll get them back in the studio and
Yeah.
we'll take a deep dive into them. I know you were hitting some before, so
I hit a couple
Yeah.
off camera, and I must say they're quite nice.
I want to hear your thoughts on that because we were really impressed with the STZ last time.
Was that 2 generations ago?
Yeah.
I was hitting it
Still in
yesterday.
your bag now?
Yeah, we hit a couple really nice ones with it over the weekend playing golf. So I'm just curious what the new one has to offer over that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Great
Okay.
stuff. Okay, guys, stay tuned for that. We'll see you again soon.